Welcome to the MS&Me Radio Network. The broadcast shows are for informational and entertainment purposes only. They are not designed to provide listeners with specific personal, medical, or counseling advice. Individuals with a medical issue should always consult their healthcare provider. MS&Me is not responsible for content of individual shows. The views expressed by show hosts or their guests are their own. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to Girl with MS on MS&Me Radio Network, a division of the Multiple Sclerosis Global Support Network. I'm Caroline Craven, a.k.a. the Girl with MS, where living with MS is more than just an illness. It's a way to empower our lives by making positive change. Over the course of our time together, we will be sharing many experiences with other MS patients across the country. As we know, MS is a snowflake disease, and no two are alike. Every time we get the upper hand on the illness, we like to say, take that MS. We're especially grateful today to be talking with Nancy Davis from the Race to Erase MS. Welcome, Nancy.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor.
This is really exciting. For those who don't know, when I was first diagnosed, I think it was the first time I met Nancy. It was back in 2001, and it's just been really amazing to see what she's done all these years. With both her race and all of her other projects. So what I'd love, Nancy, if you could tell the audience a little bit about your story with MS, and then we've got, I know, 3 great events coming up. The race, the forum, and then a little bit about Center Without Walls. So could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, sure. My story is I have multiple sclerosis. I was diagnosed about 26 years ago. At that time, it was pretty devastating because there was really no known cause, no cure, no drugs on the market, and more than anything, no hope. And when you would talk to people about what to do, they just had no options, and it was really frustrating. I was really fortunate that I could go get many second opinions. I was told by the original doctor that I should just go home and go to bed, and there was really nothing, that I could do. As a young mom with 3 children, and I felt desperate that I had to see, there had to be something. It didn't make sense that there was no hope and nothing you could do. So I went to get second opinions at some of the best hospitals, and I'm very fortunate that I could go get second opinions. Along the way, I listened to the research that they were doing at the best of the best hospitals, and the reality is they were all doing identical research. We're convinced that they were the only ones doing a particular study. And when I would bring that to their attention, they basically told me that I didn't know what I was talking about, and I wasn't a doctor, I didn't quite understand it, and I 100% understood everything, and I was terrified, and I was just looking for any answers because I wasn't willing to. At 33 years old, have no more future, no life, and no hope. So eventually I put something together called the Center Without Walls. I thought if we could put the best and the brightest doctors to work together as a team, but to never duplicate research, but constantly communicate every month on every study that they're doing, we would find a cure so much quicker. By having the best and the brightest minds to collaborate, it just made all the sense in the world to me that we would get there quicker. So we have done that for quite a few years, and what's exciting is now there's 15 drugs on the market to help stop the progression of MS. About 12 of those we did pilot studies for things early on that eventually turned into becoming drugs. We don't take it all the way. Obviously, a drug company comes in after something has efficacy and they spend, like $100 million bringing something to market, even more. But we do the pilot studies that get things started. So that's what our research is about. And a lot of those have really panned out and done really wonderful things, so it's very exciting. We're about to have our 25th Race to Erase MS. It'll be coming up in Los Angeles, it's actually in Beverly Hills at the Beverly Hilton on April the 20th, which is a Friday night. And we're very, very excited. And there's so much to celebrate because this is one of those diseases that they're really quickly finding many more options, which is amazing. And I'm so happy that we have gotten where we are, and we obviously have further to go. We don't have a cure, but we're getting there, and it feels so positive and so great.
Well, I can't thank you enough for all you're doing to help us get closer to a cure. And for those who haven't been, you must check out the gala. It is just a wonderful event to see all these people get together for fighting MS. And her website for that is erasems.org, and we'll post that on the website. One of the other things, though, that actually probably my favorite part of this whole weekend coming up is the MS Forum, as a result of your Center Without Walls, and the conversations that you hold during this forum with MS patients.
Thank you. It's really what it's all about. Regardless, we have these amazing doctors coming, and they give a presentation that is free and it's open to the public. It's on April 21st. It's a Saturday morning at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, and anybody's welcome to come and join. The doctors are amazing. They're brilliant. They're on the forefront of finding all these amazing cures and discoveries that help MS in so many different ways. And they will talk about the latest in MS research, and then people can ask questions. And there's a lot of very lively banter that goes back and forth, and I think it's really helpful because I think when you have MS, you might not even think of the question to ask, but somebody else asks a question, and you think, well, yeah, I have that too. It does relate to something I've been experiencing. I haven't even articulated that I felt that way, and there's so many different parts to it, and it's nice. And then if people really want to, if they've gotten the information they want, they can go up and ask the doctors, personal questions afterwards, it's really nice. And there's also a forum where there's so many different vendors there who have different things that can kind of help them make the lives of people with MS a lot easier to live.
Yeah, and I want to stress that again for our audience, and because the forum and the expo, the doctors, it is amazing really to listen to the stories and the research out there. And I know with my journalism for Healthline, the research is fascinating right now. I mean, it really,
There's
I think,
so much going on, and it happens to be at a point where MS is popular. Popular meaning in terms of, if it's popular, it means everybody knows you're going to find a cure, and they all want to jump on that bandwagon, and it's good to be popular.
That is. I like that. Hey, we're some of the popular people. But it is. It's fascinating, and the forum and the expo, because I know when I've gone, and I plan on going this week too, or next week. The different vendors. It's fascinating what's out there, the support groups, because big pharmaceutical has really changed too over the years that I've seen. When I came out with the MS or got it, I had the ABC shots and that was it. But since then, the amount of focus they have on whole life living and learning to de-stress your life, and MS is more than just the drug, is really fascinating. I mean, it's inspiring, I should say.
There's just so many layers to making yourself well. And it's really important to embrace all the things that you can do that make you have a good life, whatever that means to each individual person. And, I mean, I take lots of vitamins every day. I believe that really helps me. I try to not be, too stressed out about things. And, I mean, life can get very stressful, but you have to sort of take things with a grain of salt and just, you have to look at the big picture. What's the most important thing? I think the most important thing is your health.
Oh, yeah.
And instead of, there's certain, things that come in your life that constantly add stress. And I think it's important to take those things away and out of your life when you're being so stressed out. And if it's continual, it's time to make some decisions about changing certain things in your life.
That's such an important point.
No, it just is. And I mean, as time goes on, there's so many things. I think it's kind of how you deal with things. And there's always stress out there. And even just driving in LA traffic, you might do. Late night phone calls are stressful. And having kids is stressful. It's, kind of stressful. But I think you have to put it in perspective, and also, really get up every day, which I do, and I try to count all the things that are good in my life and positive, and really make a big deal about everything that's good, and not make such a big deal about the things that are not good. And just like I'm so grateful every day that I wake up and when I stand up, I can feel my feet on the ground, and I can walk. And to me, that is, I always have that moment, and I sort of thank God every day for that. And you have to realize it and live in that moment, and think of how many things are positive that you can make a big deal about to yourself.
Yes, that's such a, I wanted to ask, have you always been that way, kind of seeking the positive? Was there somebody in your family that inspired you to be that way? Or did you?
I think just in having MS, I think I was pretty positive. I'm not good at being a depressed kind of person, and I feel like when I got MS, I started reading a lot about it, and I started taking a big look at myself, and looking at the things that I needed to do more of, and what things honestly are going to make me feel better. And to me, it was critically important to feel better and do well.
Yeah. And taking that self-care, really taking control of your life, that's what people need to do. Taking control.
I mean, everybody has a different story, a different life, different things going on, and I think you owe it to yourself to just live your best quality of life and get fulfilled doing the things that are really important to you.
Wow. Thank you, Nancy.
Could I put you on hold for 1 minute?
You bet.
I know it's unusual, but hold on 1 second.
That's okay.
Oh, no, actually, that's the call didn't happen. Sorry. It was
okay.
my daughter trying to call from school, I think, and I didn't want to. Anyway, so you won't put that part in, right?
No, we'll edit that out. That's wonderful. No worries.
She might call back again in a minute. I'm not sure.
No worries. No, see, that's being available for your family.
You talk about being stressed out, when your kid comes from school. Wait, okay, I think that's her. Hold on 1 second, okay?
Okay.
Hello?
Hi.
I am so sorry. That was my daughter saying she doesn't feel well, of course.
Oh, no.
Oh, well, it's stressful, but I'm just saying, we all have, you can go, we all have, different things that happen every single day of our life, and it's just, sometimes it's just not worth it to get upset and stressed out about things you have no control over.
You're right. It's not. And what are some tips? I mean, sometimes that's easier said than done, but what are some tips that you do to help de-stress in your life?
Take a deep breath and think about how logical your getting all upset is going to change the actual situation. And if you being upset is going to help it, then you should go for it. But if it's not going to really help, you should sort of say, maybe I could handle this, just differently. Take a deep breath and be calm about it. And I think you'll find that you don't have to get stressed out because it's not going to, mean anything. And if it does, then get all stressed out. But just the less amount of times you get crazy stressed out, I think the better your health is overall. And I think you have to really put everything in perspective and put things in the level of importance. Look at emergencies happen and things happen, and they're terrible, obviously, and that's a different story. But day to day, I think if you find certain things are constantly stressful, or people in your life are constantly stressful. Hold on 1 more second. I'm so sorry. Okay, hold on.
Sure.
Hello?
Hi.
I am so sorry.
We're back. That's okay.
Okay, back to...
But that's so important. I mean, letting things go, not managing that stress.
No, I know, but I mean, we all have things. I think, and you could get stressed out about anything in life, and putting the news on every day, getting into traffic. But I think you got to save the stress for the really big stuff.
Yeah, it's like choosing your battles. Pick and choose.
Right.
We have limited.
I mean, sometimes when you have MS and you're doing okay, I think if you start looking at each day and just saying, I'm so lucky, I'm alive, I'm coherent, I'm able to do some of the things in life and that I want to do. And I don't know, I think I'm always about my glasses half full.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Is there anything else you want to add? Because I know that your time is tight right now, and I really appreciate it. Right. Anything you want to add about this next event?
We're having also on June 3rd, we're having a special run walk at the Grove. It's going to be our third one. We did one last year. It's really exciting, and it's called We Run the Grove, and it's on a Sunday morning, and it's going to be pretty special. And it's obviously going to raise money for MS, so we're excited for that. Right now, we have a big auction up online under Race MS if people wanted to buy these really fun auctions. We have so many cool auction items. And so if anybody wants to buy auction items, they're really fun things. And it all benefits MS, which we love that too. And I know we're doing lots of different things. I'm going to be on Evine soon, selling some jewelry. I'm a jewelry designer as well. And I have a line called Peace and Love Jewelry by Nancy Davis. And there's some really special pieces that we're going to sell in a show in I think late May that are going to benefit Race to Race MS and MS research.
That's
And
so
one more
great.
thing too, we have on our website for Race to Race MS, if you go to erasems.org, we're selling T-shirts and other things for the month of May. So for the month of May, we call it our Orange You Happy to Erase MS month. So we sell various things where different vendors have donated amazing things, and all or a big portion of the things will benefit MS. So it's kind of a fun way to shop and also make a donation to MS.
Wow. Can't thank you enough, Nancy. We'll get that erasems.org up on our website, and I really appreciate your time again. Thank you for everything, and thank you everybody for joining us at Girl with MS, and don't forget to come back here for more tips and tricks to live better with MS. Have a great day.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Okay. We'll talk soon, Nancy. Have a great day, Les. Okay. Bye-bye.